Hello friends. In today's video, we are going to talk about the thrilling and absolutely unique film, K-pop Demon Hunters. This is the animated action movie that was released in 2025 and took the global box office by storm. Friends, we want to make it absolutely clear that we will be giving you only a complete and unbiased analysis and review of this film, and we will not be showing you the full movie. This is our policy to ensure our video can easily reach you, while respecting all copyright laws. If you want to know every single detail about this movie, its incredible songs, and its dangerous action, you are in the right place. If you like our video, please subscribe and like our channel so that every new video of ours reaches you. So, let's begin this musical adventure. K-pop Demon Hunters is a 2025 American animated musical urban fantasy film, 9-10-11, directed by Maggie Kong and Chris Apilhans from a screenplay they co-wrote with Danya Jimenez and Hannah McMecken, based on a story conceived by Kong. Produced by Sony Pictures Animation for Netflix, the film stars the voices of Arden Cho, Ahn Hyo-sep, Mei Hong, Ji Young-yu, Yoonjin Kim, Daniel Dae Kim, Ken Jeong, and Lee Byung-hun. The film follows a K-pop girl group, Hunter X, who lead double lives as demon hunters. They face off against a rival boy band, the Saja Boys, whose members are secretly demons. K-pop Demon Hunters originated from Kang's desire to create a story inspired by her Korean heritage, drawing on elements of mythology, demonology, and K-pop to craft a visually distinct and culturally rooted film. The film was reported to be in production at Sony Pictures Animation by March 2021, with the full creative team attached. The film was animated by Sony Pictures Imageworks and was stylistically influenced by concert lighting, editorial photography, and music videos as well as anime and Korean dramas. The soundtrack features original songs by several talents, and a score composed by Marcelo Zarvis. K-pop Demon Hunters began streaming on Netflix on June 20, 2025. While a sing-along version of the film received limited theatrical releases from August 23 to 24 and October 31 to November 2. The film drew acclaim for its animation, visual style, voice acting, writing, and music, and was named a cultural phenomenon by several publications. It became the most-watched original title in Netflix history with 325 million views, and its sing-along theatrical release was both the widest for a Netflix film and the first to top the box office in the United States, surpassing Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery 2022. The film's soundtrack also saw significant success, receiving a platinum certification from the RIAA in October 2025, as well as becoming the first film soundtrack on the Billboard Hot 100 to have 4 of its songs in the top 10. A short film, titled Debut, A K-pop Demon Hunters Story, was rated in September by the MPA, while a sequel is planned to be released in 2029. Friends, now that you have gathered quite a bit of information about this film, you must be eager to learn the story plot of K-pop Demon Hunters. But, before we dive into the full details of this musical adventure, we would like to remind you once more, if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, please do it now. Your support gives us the encouragement to create more excellent videos like this. Now, without any further delay, let's head over to the plot. Long ago, demons preyed on humans, feeding their souls to their ruler Gui Ma. Eventually, 3 women became demon hunters and used their singing voices to create a magical barrier against demons called the Hanmoon. As time passed, new trios of hunters emerged to maintain the Hanmoon, with the ultimate goal of strengthening it into the Golden Hanmoon, a final seal that would banish demons permanently. In the present, the K-pop girl group Hunter X, comprising Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, are the latest demon hunting trio, trained by former hunter Celine. Rumi is secretly half demon, a fact known only to her and Celine, who raised Rumi. Disquieted by the demonic patterns gradually spreading across her skin, Rumi pushes forward the release and live performance of Hunter X's new single, Golden, hoping it will turn the Hanmoon gold and thereby erase her patterns. However, as they prepare for the performance, Rumi begins to lose her voice. In the demon world, Gui Ma grows enraged at his minions' failures. 5 demons, led by former human Gina, form a boy band called the Saja Boys to steal Hunter X's fans and weaken the Hanmoon, in exchange for Gui Ma erasing Gina's human memories. Watching their debut, Hunter X quickly discover the Saja boys' demonic nature and attack them after a variety show. As they fight, Gina discovers Rumi's patterns, but helps hide them from her bandmates. Meeting privately, Gina tells Rumi that feelings of shame enslave demons through voices from Gui Ma. He tells her that 400 years prior, Gui Ma granted him a beautiful voice that helped his family emerge from poverty, but then condemned him to the demon world. Gina now lives with guilt over his family's downfall. As the Saja boys grow more popular, the Hanmoon is weakened, allowing more demon attacks to occur. With the Idol Awards approaching, Hunter X rushed to produce a new song, Takedown, to expose the Saja boys. Rumi's discomfort with the song's harsh, demon-hating lyrics strains her relationship with Mira and Zoe. Rumi proposes a plan to Gina. If he helps Hunter X win the Idol Awards and strengthen the Hanmoon, he could freely stay in the human world. Later, Rumi tells Gina that her shame about her demon heritage weakened her voice, but talking with him healed it. Gina says that he no longer hears voices, thanks to Rumi, and agrees to sabotage the Saja boys. Gui Ma summons Gina, reminds him of the truth that he abandoned his family for a life of wealth and comfort, then threatens to amplify the tormenting voices if he reneges on their deal. At the Idol Awards, Hunter X perform Golden, having chosen to shelve Takedown, due to the contention it caused between them. However, imposter demons sent by Gina lure Mira and Zoe away from Rumi, while two other demons impersonate them to trick Rumi into performing Takedown, during which they reveal her previously concealed demon patterns. She flees the stage and runs into the real Mira and Zoe, who feel betrayed upon learning of her hiding her demon nature and collusion with Gina from them. Rumi confronts Gina for tricking her, and he admits to lying about his past. Gui Ma, strengthened by the influx of consumed souls and decaying Hanmoon, enters the human world and casts a trance over the public, including Mira and Zoe, drawing them to the Saja boys' evening performance. A desperate Rumi meets with Celine and asks her to end her life. Celine refuses and discusses plans to restore the status quo. Rumi lashes out at Celine for never fully loving her and repudiates the now destroyed Hanmoon, before abruptly leaving. Rumi interrupts the Saja boys' performance with an improvised new song addressing her own shame and self-acceptance, which breaks Mira and Zoe out of Gui Ma's trance. Reunited, Hunter X fight back and free the crowd. A repentant Gina sacrifices himself to save Rumi from a direct attack by Gui Ma, giving his restored soul to reinforce her. The empowered Hunter X defeat Gui Ma and the remaining Saja boys, resealing the demons and creating a new Hanmoon. Afterward, no longer ashamed of her patterns, Rumi celebrates with Mira and Zoe at the bathhouse spa, and they later meet their fans in public. So friends, we were about to tell you the production details of the movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, but hold on a minute. Why are we even asking why you haven't subscribed to our channel yet? Why are you not doing it? We bring you these incredible videos with so much effort and hard work. This is a very good movie, and we want every new film update and detail to reach you first. Your single subscription is the reward for our effort. So, without wasting any more time, fulfill your duty and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's head over to the production details of this mega animated project. Maggie Kong first pitched the idea that eventually became K-pop Demon Hunters to Aaron Warner in 2018, while he was working on the production of Wish Dragon 2021, for Sony Pictures Animation in March 2021. The film, under the working title K-pop Demon Hunters, was announced to be underway at Sony. Kong and Chris Apilhans would direct, with writing duo Hannah McMecken and Danya Jimenez writing the script, with Warner and Michelle L. M. Wong serving as producers. 4/27/2 Mingju Helen Chen and Amy Thompson were also announced as production designer and art director, respectively. It was conceived by Kong, who wanted to make a film set in Korean culture. She delved into mythology and demonology for something that could be visually unique, compared to mainstream media. 28 She also called the film her love letter to K-pop and her Korean roots. Kong explained that when developing the history of the Demon Hunters, they decided to play into the shaman women from Korean culture, as historically these women would sing and dance to protect their village and their communities. On character design, Kong highlighted wanting to avoid Marvel female superheroes that were just sexy and cool and badass, and instead have girls who had pot bellies and burped and were crass and silly and fun. leading to the creation of something that encompassed all of those elements. 30. She was also influenced by how Bong Joon-ho juggles so many different tones in his films to where they feel very animated. She and Apilhan specifically cited Bong's monster movie, The Host 2006, as an inspiration for blending genres and mood. Apilhan's later came on board after Kang told him her initial ideas for the film. He planned to take a long break after having directed Wish Dragon 2021. He stated that he always wanted to do a film about the power of music, to unite, bring joy, build community. McMecken and Jimenez were approached to screenwrite for the film by Nicole Perlman. Speaking to Variety, McMecken explained that though the two had never done animation before, and we didn't know anything about K-pop, they were exactly what MAGA had been looking for, with our friendship and us being young girls. The name, Hunter X, portmanteaus, hunter, with the Latin feminine agent noun suffix trix, to evoke huntresses. The three members of Hunter X were modeled after K-pop girl groups like ITZY, Blackpink, and Twice. Kang commented that 2 Nebraska 1 and Blackpink provided an early reference. 35. The character of Rumi was originally created by Kang and her husband, Radford Sekerist, for Sekerist's comic Plastic Walrus, before later being repurposed and molded by Kang for K-pop Demon Hunters. The character of Mira was inspired by Korean model On Se-yeon. The Saja boys were inspired by Korean boy bands such as Tomorrow X Together, BTS, Stray Kids, 80s, Big Bang, and Monsta X. Korean actor and singer Cha Eun-woo was a key influence for Gina, the group's leader. Gina is the only Saja boy who has a real name, while the rest of the band members have names that are more descriptive of K-pop archetypes. The term Saja dually alludes to the Jeosung Saja, the Korean equivalent of the Grim Reaper, and to the Korean word for lion, Saja, with the image of a maned lion being used for the Saja Boys logo, and the band's fandom being referred to as the Pride. Baek Byung-yul of the Korea Times stated the styling of both groups connects to the past and the present of Korea. The members of Hunter X wear Norge pendants integrated into modern K-pop fashion, while Saja boys perform in black hanbok and traditional horsehair hats for their song, Your Idol, evoking the image of the Jeosung Saja. Additionally, the weapons Hunter X wields are rooted in traditional Korean objects. Max Kim of the Los Angeles Times noted the historical nods to Korean artists, who are seen today as the progenitors of contemporary K-pop, such as the Jeogori sisters, the Kim sisters, and SES. Kang highlighted the visual journey in the character designs such as the Saja boys starting in a bubblegum pop, very saccharine, super sweet look, and shifting darker until they look like the iconic Grim Reaper with the hat. Apilhan's commented that one of the design challenges was the costumes since they also acted as plot points, noting that the gold outfits worn during the Golden song symbolize their kind of MacGuffin of a dream, where Hunter X aspire for perfection and being beyond reproach. However, at the second act's end, the ideal is visually represented as broken as Rumi is standing there, with the dream, literally and physically in tatters. The castings for the characters' voice actors and singing voices were done at separate times, with the singers being cast earlier. Ajay was originally brought onto the production as a songwriter, before later being offered the role of Rumi's singing voice. In an interview with Genius Korea, Ajay attributed her casting to the directors getting used to hearing voice in the demos. Arden Cho, the voice actress for Rumi, initially auditioned for the role of Celine, only subsequently trying out for the role of Rumi due to the encouragement of co-director Maggie Kong. 46. Park Jin-young was initially envisioned for the role of Gui Ma, due to the character originally being conceptualized with a more flamboyant and comedic personality. However, this was dropped as the character was developed into a more menacing and traditionally antagonistic figure, leading instead to the casting of Lee Byung-hun. In April 2025, Ji Young-yu was revealed to star in the film as Zoe. The rest of the cast was announced later that month. The film was animated by Sony Pictures Imageworks in both its Vancouver and Montreal facilities, with Josh Beveridge as the head of character animation. Apilhan's highlighted inspiration was drawn from music videos, editorial photography, K-dramas, concert lighting, a touch of anime. Kang explained that after watching Sony's Spider-Verse films, which are animated in a hybrid 2D-3D style, it was decided to pull away from every 2D element in our movie, and A lot of inspiration from faces and the look and feel of anime, with the aim of doing a CG version of it. 28. Beverage similarly noted the inspiration of 2D aesthetics but with three-dimensional language, making the film entirely in 3D CGI, and that the film should have a very bold graphic look. Beverage also highlighted shifting the characters' faces to reflect the film's tone, from high glamour moments, where they need to feel like pop stars in an animated world, to animated aggro, which has faces with a lot more line work, a lot more angularity, to hyper-ridiculous moments referred to as chibi, or demi-chibi, with characters having super cute and exaggerated features. The first major scene to be animated for the film was the initial encounter between Hunter X and the Saja boys, which, according to Beverage, acted as a proof of concept for the character designs. Kong emphasized the crew's effort to authentically represent Korean identity through character animation, such as mouth shapes and eye shapes that were very Korean. Although the characters speak English, Kong explained that the animators designed mouth shapes that you would only make as a Korean person, with our Korean language. When comparing the songs of Hunter X and the Saja boys, Apilhans explained they wanted the Saja boys' songs to be super catchy, but slightly hollow, like there's no real soul underneath. This is to contrast with the emotionally vulnerable and honest Hunter X songs. The idea was that the surface level part of your heart might be obsessed with the boys, but the deeper part is moved by the girls. Kong and Apilhans sought the expertise of known K-pop producers to develop the film's soundtrack. The film's original songs were written by Danny Chung, Ito, Vince, Kush, Ajay, Jenna Andrews, Stephen Kirk, Lindgren, Mark Sinenblick, and Daniel Rojas, and produced by Teddy Park, 24, Ito, Domincic, Andrews, Kirk, Lindgren, and Ian Eisendrath. Marcelo Zarvis composed the score. The soundtrack also features the voices of Ajay, Audrey Nuna, Ray Amy, Andrew Choi, Kevin Wu, Samuel Lee, Nekwav, and Lee Salonga. The soundtrack was released on June 20, 2025. The lead single, Takedown, is performed by Chongyun, Jiho and Cheong of Twice. The soundtrack was certified platinum by the RIAA on October 8, 2025, with sales exceeding 1 million units. In the United States, the soundtrack album holds the highest debut on the Billboard 200 chart for soundtracks released in 2025, debuting at number 8, and is the first soundtrack of 2025 to reach the top 10. The album is also the highest charting animated film soundtrack album on the chart since Metro Boomin's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 2023, at number 7, as well as the first Netflix soundtrack to reach number 1 on the top soundtracks since Stranger Things soundtrack from the Netflix series, Season 4, 2022. The BBC highlighted that Hunter X and the Saja boys, with Golden and Your Idol, respectively, topped the US Spotify chart with Hunter X hitting number 2 on the chart, surpassing Blackpink as the highest charting female K-pop group, and the Saja boys becoming the highest charting male K-pop group in US Spotify history, surpassing BTS. Golden, the album's second single, eventually reached number 1 on the Billboard Global 200, number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, and in South Korea became the third song in 2025 to achieve a perfect all-kill on the charts, as well as breaking the record for most number of hourly perfect all-kills of all time. Additionally, the film's soundtrack became the first in the history of the Billboard Hot 100 to feature 4 of its songs in the top 10, which include Golden, Your Idol, Soda Pop, and How It's Done. Golden has additionally been submitted for possible nomination at the 68th Annual Grammy Awards. It is the first film soundtrack since Waiting to Exhale, 1995, to feature at least 3 of its songs in the top 10. Friends, now we are going to tell you exactly when the film, K-Pop Demon Hunters hit theaters and streaming platforms. As we mentioned earlier, this film proved to be a major animated hit of 2025, produced by Sony Pictures Animation and distributed globally by Netflix. The movie was officially released worldwide on Netflix on Friday, June 20, 2025. But its popularity didn't stop there. Due to overwhelming fan demand, the film was also granted a limited theatrical release in August and then again on October 31, 2025, Halloween weekend, as a sing-along event, where fans could rock out to the K-pop beats. This means you got to enjoy the action and music not only from your couch on Netflix but also on the big cinema screen. This release schedule demonstrates just how popular the film became, forcing Netflix to break its own rules to bring it to theaters. Friends, we put in a lot of effort to bring you the best and most detailed insights from the world of movies. If you genuinely liked this video and appreciated our hard work, then we need your support. Please don't let us remind you twice. Just go ahead and subscribe to our channel immediately. That small click encourages us greatly and ensures that all our next amazing videos reach you right on time.